I took a trip out to Dublin a few years ago, and everybody's talking about Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, the crowd are chanting.
From the second I meet this kid.
The king of Las Vegas, Dana White, but the king of Dublin, the notorious Conor McGregor.
I said, I don't know if this kid can fight, but if he can even throw a punch.
This is why everyone's been talking about Conor McGregor. It's all over.
He's going to be a huge superstar.
Welcome to the UFC, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So there's been a lot of hype. I guess the hype is real, man.
Listen to this Dublin crowd as they welcome their fighting son. Wow! That is it! Conor McGregor! We're not here just to take part, we're here to take over!
The first time I fought Conor, that was his first big test in the UFC.
Poirier is one of the best on earth.
Where I was at that time, he got into my head.
He's afraid. He's a scared little boy. Dustin's little pea head is going to get removed, and I'm going to get on my way to the gold.
I've never disliked somebody that much I've ever fought. All that talk and everything over the months just sat in my head. When the bell rang, I was like a deer in the headlights.
Oh, he tagged him in the left. He heard him. That's it.
It's all over!
Wow.
Even back then, he had a lot of hype, but didn't have that win that really did it, and then that might have been the one. After that, he just started knocking everybody out.
Oh, unbelievable. The first punch he threw. History has been made. The first man ever to hold 2 titles simultaneously. Oh, that looks good.
His star has risen faster than anybody in this organization.
Everywhere I go, I hear about Conor McGregor.
He became such a huge superstar.
He used to be a billionaire.
He's done it all right, but you can have all the money in the world, but you can't buy heart. And I got that.
Dustin Poirier has emerged from losses a better fighter.
He has fought for everything he's ever got. Paid in full. This is mine.
Every time I lose, I come back stronger. That's why, in the second fight with Conor, I knocked his ass out.
Oh! Dustin Poirier has knocked out Conor McGregor! Are you kidding me right now?
1-1. I lost that night. It stung, and I must get that back.
You're like a ghost. You're haunting me.
Me and Conor need to do this a third time. Both guys knocked each other out. We owe it to each other to get back in there and see what's up.
Now I have an opportunity to get my revenge.
Conor McGregor!
One of the most iconic fighters in mixed martial arts history. He wants to regain his position at the top of the heap.
Etch my name in history one more time for the Irish people. Dustin Poirier! He really does want to be nothing but the best.
He has beat world champions. He's here to get his hand raised. This is a massive, massive event.
The hottest ticket in UFC history. The king is back. Let's go!
Presser inside the T-Mobile Arena, where in just 48 hours, one of the biggest combat sporting events of the year goes down right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. The UFC 264 trilogy will put an exclamation mark on one of the greatest trilogies in UFC history and ultimately help shape each man's respective legacy. Introducing first, the sport's biggest superstar, the Irish supernova, who's captured titles in 2 weight classes and elevated the sport of mixed martial arts to new heights. This is the notorious Conor McGregor. And his opponent, a former champion, the pride of Lafayette and winner of 6 of his last 7 fights, including a January knockout win over McGregor, which evened the score at 1 apiece. Please welcome Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
What's up, everybody? How are you? Let's get that first question.
Yeah, Dustin, I want to start with you. Dustin, after that last fight, you said Conor had kind of lost his aura to you. You didn't see that around him anymore. But I wonder, this is an entirely different environment, right? I mean, we're talking sold out, bunch of Irish flags everywhere, and we know that Conor performs well under the lights. Does the challenge change for you? I know the fight's the same, but with everything that's around it, does the challenge change for you in this one because of this?
Nah, not anymore. For me, the aura's not there anymore. Very dangerous fighter sitting right here for sure, no doubt. But I see a man, you guys in the crowd, cheer it up, have fun. But I see a man here in front of me that I defeated, and I know I can defeat again.
And Dustin, in the cage after that last one, I mean, you were still in the cage and you were already saying trilogy. We got to do this again. We got to do this again. Obviously, it's a huge money fight. But at that moment, when you're still in there, what's going through your head? Is it, this is going to be the biggest paycheck I'll ever cash, or was there something else about it?
I knew this was next. As soon as I got to my hotel room that night, I knew this was next. I've kind of been preparing for this fight since that fight ended.
Yeah. And all the discussion, I know you've heard it. Low kicks, calf kicks, low kicks, calf kicks. When you hear that, do you say, well, yeah, I executed perfectly, or do you say, why are people not giving me credit for everything else I did in that fight?
The calf kicks led to shots that hands that opened up shots, but that's MMA. There's a lot of different moving parts. That's what it is. If it's not calf kicks, it'll be something else, takedowns or boxing that opens up calf.
You're getting walked like a dog in that octagon on Saturday night.
I guess lastly for me, Dustin, I mean, this is obviously different. It was legitimately last time. It's getting kind of ugly again. Is this getting personal for you at this point?
Nah, straight business, man. This is,
You're only a little bitch. Your wife is your husband. You're only a little bitch of a thing, a silly little hillbilly. Joe Lee's wife. Joe Lee's wife. Joe Lee's wife. Joe Lee's wife. You little bitch of a thing.
You used to be a lot better than that, man. The trash talk was a lot better than that. Fucking weak.
Thanks, Dustin. Conor, I want to ask you the same. Conor, throughout your career, when something has gone wrong, you've always evaluated it spot on and made the corrections. Right afterwards, you really did point to those low kicks and said how dangerous those was. But in the time since, have you seen other issues or other challenges that he presents to you, or is that really all that you need to address here?
This is my bread and butter. This is what, wakes me up in the morning with fire in my belly. Errors to correct, tactics to prepare for. So I've had a great camp, a great focus on the opponent, on the skills. What?
Throwing dick kicks this time.
Yeah, shut your mouth, you little fool. I'm going to dance on your head.
And Conor, it's clear that the gentlemanly Conor that was in Abu Dhabi is not here this time around. And Dustin's admitted in fight number 1, you got in his head. As you're sitting there right now, do you feel that you've been able to get into his head or under his skin again?
I'm going to go through his head, put holes in them and take it off his shoulders. That's the goal here. He's done here. This is it for him. This is the end of the road. Even after that last fight, I don't love this anymore. I don't love doing this. He knew what was coming. He knew the smacks he took. So it's on now. Saturday night he's getting walked around that octagon like a dog and put to sleep.
And Conor, just one last one for you. I mean, we think about all the things that you've accomplished in your career. I mean, there's not a title on the line in this one, but what would a win in this trilogy series mean for you? What would this mean as part of your legacy?
It's beautiful. Another addition, another feather to the cap. It's what I love to do. I love to come in here, defy the odds, do the unthinkable, and put on a show.
Thank you, Conor. And Dana, just one quick one for you. I know that you were teasing some big numbers and big trends, and we're excited about it. As we sit right here, what can you tell us about the status of this pay-per-view and where you expect it to end up all time?
I'm saying it's the most pre-buys we've ever had for any fight. So, we expect big numbers to come in that night. If you know you're going to be home on Saturday night and you know you're going to watch the fight, buy it now so you can avoid that.
Question for Conor right here. You walked out, you posed for the crowd, it seems like you pulled some of Dustin's hot sauce out and poured it and threw it at him. Why did you feel the need to pour out his hot sauce?
It's garbage. Don't have that garbage up on my bleeding stage. Where's the proper 12, the real sauce, the real Irish hot sauce?
Dustin, it seems like you want to have something to say.
I got a nice bottle of Redbreast 21 sitting at the house after I whipped that ass.
Good one.
Another one for Conor. This is really the first time you've been in the same room with Dustin since Fight Island. Has seeing him in person now, after all the back and forth on social media?
I think he looks rough, to be honest. I look like the weight cut is getting to him. And, I can see it in his eyes. There's stress in his eyes, a lack of sleep. You can see it. It's coming for him on Saturday night, and he knows it, and I know it. I'm going to love doing it.
Dustin, same question. Is finally seeing Conor in person after all the back and forth on social media, has it elicited any more emotions, or is it still just business as usual?
No, it's just business. I see a man here.
I see a corpse.
That needs to get crazy.
I see a dead body.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Hey, this question's for Conor. This question for Conor. This Ocho Cinco with BR Betting. Quick question. Myself and the entire BR Betting family, we rocking with you Saturday night, and I want to hear from your mouth. Are you a lock?
I'm a lock, a cert. I'm gonna kill this man.
Thank you. Go ahead, Robbie.
Hi, Robbie, Barstool Sports over here. Question for Conor. Conor, we know you left the kids at home this time. Are they going to be watching on Saturday night, or are they not allowed to witness the violence you plan on delivering?
The fight will be about 5 in the morning on Irish time, so the kids will be asleep. They'll watch it in the morning when they wake.
I love it. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Conor.
Conor, when people think about you, they think about the guy who apologized to absolutely nobody. Is that guy here today, and will he be here on Saturday?
An evolution of that guy. I'm better than that man, you know what I mean? I'm at the evolve, and I feel I'm at the come on full circle, and I look forward to showing it on Saturday night.
Dustin.
That night was the single greatest performance in UFC history, widely regarded. The night I won the second world title in Madison Square Garden. This performance on Saturday night, I'm going to top it.
Dustin, you're not just a contender anymore. You're a big deal in the entire UFC. How do you make sure you don't fall into the trap of falling into the hype?
Because I've never really had that hype push. I know who I am. I'm the same guy. It's easy to be me, man.
Question for the notorious Conor McGregor. You're already a Hall of Famer. Your legacy's already cemented. Winning against Dustin Poirier, winning this trilogy fight, where does it stack up against all the accomplishments? Beating Aldo, getting the champ status against Eddie Alvarez, where would this rank?
My mindset, I'm back on the building sites now. I've a hard hat, a high vis, and two hammers in me hands. That's my mindset. I'm not relishing in all me past accomplishments, all the money I've got in me bank, all the Forbes accomplishments, all that. That's all in. I don't care about that. I'm back on the sites in a high vis with two hammers on me fucking hands.
Out of curiosity, did you finish the bottle of hot sauce that Dustin gifted you on Fight Island?
Didn't touch it.
And Dustin, question for you. Winning this trilogy, would it be more meaningful than winning the interim lightweight strap at UFC 236 against Max Holloway?
It'll be, I think, bigger for the hype.
Don't contradict yourself, Dustin, because the last time we were up here, you were giving it all the large ones, saying, oh, the title means everything. Yeah, here you are up for the bread and the butter, you little fake cunt.
And then this is the last questions for both of you. You get your hand raised Saturday evening. How quickly would you like to return? Would you like to fight for this strap before the end of 2021 against Oliveira?
Yes, we're going to fill out the Allegiant Stadium, the Death Star.
Yeah.
For you, Dustin?
Yeah, of course. That's the next move. End of the year.
First question for Conor. Conor, they say that game recognizes game. When you look at Dustin, does he feel like he's on your level? Do you recognize him as a champ?
He's not in the same stratosphere as me. The man looks disgraceful up here. He looks frail. He looks frail at this weight now. I'm telling you, his head, his body, his frame, his eyes, that weight cut is getting to him. I'm on weight ready to go. There'll be no 155. There'll be nothing free given here. Everything's getting took here.
Second question for Dustin. You entered the UFC as a young fighter. Now you're a wise businessman. What's that journey been like for you to be entering the fight game, but now in the business game?
It's been a lot of growth, you know, learning from losses in life and from in fighting. So just getting better.
Your wife is your husband.
Last question for Dana. What's it feel like to have fans in the house in Las Vegas?
Yeah, no, it's good to be back home. It's awesome.
This question's for Conor. Conor, in the build-up to the last fight, you were unusually kind to Dustin. Now on fight week, it's the exact opposite. So when did that switch happen?
Because he got knocked the fuck out. Not McGregor fast, McGregor sleep.
And Dustin, in this week, Conor said that in the last fight that you fought him scared. I just want to get your reaction to that.
What'd you say?
Conor said this week that you fought him scared in the last fight. I just want to get your reaction to that.
I have a healthy fear going into every fight. I know the dangers. I know I'm a human being, and if I make a mistake, it could be the last mistake in that fight, and I could wake up asking what happened. So I bring that into every fight.
And last one for Dana. Earlier this week, we heard about Nick Diaz versus Robbie Lawler. Do you have an update on that fight?
I said it's something we're working on for September.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Question for Conor. Conor, win or lose, do you respect Dustin Poirier no matter what happens on Saturday night?
I don't give a fuck about him, to be honest. I don't give a rat's ass about him. He's Buster Douglas. He's Buster Douglas is what he is. And that's the way he's going to go down. He's going to be known for that. It was a fluke win, and I'm going to correct it on Saturday night.
Dustin, the same question for you. Because do you respect him as a fighter despite all the antics?
I do. You know, I don't hate anybody up here. I'm at a different place mentally, man. Respect to him and everything he's done.
Question for Dana. Is this a return to form? Does this Conor look very familiar to you versus the one that you saw in Abu Dhabi?
That's me. What's the question?
Does this Conor McGregor look
I'm so fucking freaked out that these two are going to move either way. I can't even.
He's not going to do
I can't even
nothing.
pay attention to this fight.
Just keep sketching on me, because that little fool will do nothing.
I'm going to slap you up if you come near me.
What did you say, sir?
Does this look more familiar to you than what you saw in Abu Dhabi with Conor?
Yeah. Listen, you know, I think that every version of Conor that's shown up over the last several years is always a different version. You know, he does what he's got to do. Who's next? Is that it?
Conor, right here. Conor, right down here. Conor, question for you. You have won exactly one fight since Barack Obama was president.
Shut your mouth, I'll go down and smash your nose.
Conor, over a fighter
smash
who
your
has
nose.
zero wins
Rat.
over the last 6 fights.
You little rabbit thing. Someone
This
smack
man
him.
sent
Smack
you
him.
to a place where time doesn't exist 6 months ago. We want to know, why should anyone expect anything different on Saturday?
It's one more fight I won than your little sissy ass, you little fanny pad.
Why should we expect anything different on Saturday? Conor, in all sincerity, why would it be any different on Saturday?
He said he's just putting his hammers on, his hard hat. My boots been strapped for the last 10 years. I've been working my ass off.
Thank you.
Question for Conor. You know, despite your feelings towards Dustin, Habib, and Nate, do you still think it's important to have a strong rival to, you know, help you get better and establish legacy?
Yeah, fuck the whole roster. Fuck the entire roster. You know, I see the way it is. You try and be nice to them. You try and help them out of pity. But fuck them all now. It is what it is, and that's it. I'm coming for all of them.
And Dustin, do you think it's important to have a strong rival as well?
Do what?
Is it important to have a strong rival, do you think?
All these guys are rivals. You know, we're competing to be the #1 fighter.
And a question for Dana. Conor mentioned Allegiant Stadium. You know, we're getting back to the T-Mobile Arena, but is there any hope to get the Allegiant soon?
I don't know. I'm assuming someday we'll have a fight that we'll put over there. You know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens this weekend and throughout the rest of this year.
Question for Conor. I'm curious, you've been talking a lot about legacy. How much would a trilogy fight with Nate Diaz interest you?
It's for sure going to happen. It must happen. Well, 1-on-1, it must happen. It will happen. I look forward to the day.
And for Dustin, since being over at AT&T, you and Mike Brown really have developed a solid relationship. How much do you credit him for becoming the fighter that you are today?
He's helped out a lot in my growth and my, my evolution as a mixed martial artist, combining everything, my kickboxing with my wrestling, my jiu-jitsu. He's a great guy to have in your corner.
And last thing for me, for Conor, just to go back.
Louisiana wasn't good enough for you, was it? You left Louisiana. It wasn't up to scratch to get you the way you needed to be, was it?
For Conor, what else do you feel you still have to accomplish? You already were a simultaneous 2-division title champ. What else do you have on your radar to accomplish?
Strainers, scraps, fights. That's what I love to do. It's what I do. I've been doing my entire life. And that's it, you know, more mega fights.
Why are you guys reaching out to people in the boxing world that I know? Trying to bring in boxing expertise.
Shut your mouth.
Why are you guys reaching out to my friends to bring into camp?
What? I reached out to no one yet, Hick. I played and sparked Paulie Malignaggi and sparring in the lead up to fight Floyd, one of the better boxers on this fucking planet, you stupid tosspot. We never ring anyone to ask anyone for any bleeding info on you, you dope.
And we both did the same to you.
Go ahead, sir.
Question for Conor. So, Conor, the lack of trash talk last time around made things easier for Dustin, he said. But can you regain an intimidation factor after losing it? How do you regain a psychological edge?
We don't give a bollocks about all that. Lock me in the cage with him, you're going to see what's happening.
For Dustin, so you knew the trash talk was coming this time around. How do you prepare for that?
I don't. I just don't care about this stuff anymore. I don't care about this stuff.
Okay. And for Dana, how much do you appreciate the back and forth as a promoter?
It doesn't matter one way or the other to me. You know, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Team Z Sports. Conor, congrats on making the cover of Forbes.
Thank you so much.
How long until you're a billionaire?
By the time I'm 35, I'm 32 now.
35, okay. You'll be 33 next week. Do you want the boss, Dana, to get you anything for your birthday?
No, I have everything I need. I have everything I need.
Dustin, Conor tweeted about, first one to take a shot is a weasel. Are you going to stand and bang, or are you going to take a shot?
I'm going to shell and shoot.
Have a good night.
All right, so guys, Forrest Griffin has a question here that was sent in by the fans.
Right, thank you guys. Gentlemen, I have the fans decided question from Socios app, and that question is, I'll start with you, Dustin. What is the worst part of fight camp, and what is the best part of fight camp?
The worst part is probably for me. At the end of camp, my body's hurting. I've been doing it for 9 weeks in a row, and I'm ready for the fight to be here. That final last 2 weeks of camp, getting to this week is the roughest.
Well, and what's the best part? I have a feeling I know.
I love the beginning of camp. Getting back with the guys in the gym, feeling good.
Thank you. Conor, same question to you.
I love it all. There's not one bit of it I hate. I love every bit of it. From the start to the middle to the finish, to gearing up, to right now here at the presser, to the weigh-in tomorrow, and to the fight on Saturday night. I absolutely love it all.
Absolutely. The best part of any fight camp is the actual fight. That is the correct answer.
All right, we got time for one last question. Go ahead, sir.
Dustin, Conor in interviews this week said he admits he was looking past you in the second fight, looking more at Manny Pacquiao. Do you look at that as an excuse, and do you feel like you got the best of what was left of him in that fight?
I beat him. I mean, it's a fight. It's up to you to get prepared. I beat him. What's his excuse going to be on Saturday is what I want to know.
Conor, history has shown when you are active, you are sharper. Do you think you'll look back on this 5-year stretch and regret only fighting 3 times in your prime?
I'll regret nothing I've done on this planet. As long as I live, I love my life. I've done some incredible things, and, I've had an incredible career, and long may it continue.
Conor, should we expect you to check calf kicks this fight?
You'll pay to see that.
And finally, Conor, I've watched all your interviews this week. It seems like you've been hesitant to give the official Mystic Mac prediction for this one. Can you go on record right now?
Oh, I said I'm going to take him out in a stretcher. He's going out in a stretcher in this fight.
What round, sir?
You'll pay to see that.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to get this stuff out of here and square these guys off for face-off. Thank you. We'll see you at the weigh-ins tomorrow.
Anybody who's a fan of me and a fan of the sport knows that when Dustin Poirier fights, violence is coming with it. I'm dangerous, man. I'm a nasty dude, I promise you. If there's an opportunity, I'm gonna hurt you. I'm looking forward to this fight with Conor, getting my hand raised again, and then I'm gonna fight for the world title again.
I'm very proud of my accomplishments. I am a veteran now. I've gone through it all. I've been on every stage, under every situation. There's a lot of dedication and a lot of sacrifice that goes into this game. But make no mistake, competing inside the octagon is what I love to do the most. More than anything, more than any fame, competing under those bright lights is the true test of your character.
Conor's an incredible fighter. He was just like a perfect storm of hype, of confidence, and of fighting abilities.
This is why everyone's been talking about Conor McGregor. It's all over.
And I was his first big test in the UFC.
I like the kid. He's a quiet little hillbilly from the back arse of nowhere.
I've never disliked somebody that much. Trash talking where I was at that time, it got into my head.
Panic is setting in. I will go out and I'll put him stiff. Dustin's little pea head is going to get removed, and I'm going to get on my way to the gold.
It has just escalated throughout the week. We're about to hit the climax.
Oh, he heard him.
Looking to finish the fight. It is all over. Just like that.
I was just angry, fighting a lot on emotion. But as you grow through life as a professional fighter, the reason you fight changes, things change. I just stopped caring so much about what my opponent's saying. That's all noise. This is what's real.
This is who I am. I'm a fighter at heart. I'll never quit in here. Poirier